Hi guys, very good evening to you. Welcome to the video number 192, and in this video we are going to talk about how to send emails on the selection based cells, right? So let me tell you quickly actually what we want to do, and this is really going to be very beneficial code, VBA code. So what I'm going to do is, so let's say we have some email IDs here. Let's say I'm writing this email ID, and let's say this is another one, and this is one more email ID I'm gonna add, and let's say one more ID, gmail.com, right? So let's say assume that you have a long list, you have here 100 IDs, and what you want to do is based on your selection, for example, if you select only these two items, then when you run the code, your email should go to these two participants, right? So if you select your selection like this, then email goes to the 3 participants, and if you select the entire cell, entire range, then it goes to all the 4 people. So in this way you're going to have a lot of control on your basically as to who you need to send this email and who you actually want to avoid, because you may have 100 such emails IDs, and there you want to actually send it to maybe different people. Now if you're watching this video for the first time, I mean you're watching my channel for the first time, then as I said, this is the video number 192, and you can watch all those 191 amazing videos on Excel VBA and MS Access and MS Access VBA. You just need to go to my playlist, and here you can find all the categories, right? This is the Access video, this is some demo videos on the MIS training, and there are a lot of actually the categories here. So if you just scroll down, then you would see here you have 8 videos on the connecting Outlook from Excel. So every video actually is a different video, and in every video I have tried to help you out, because when I receive your questions, I go ahead and upload the videos on the same. So you will find all the practical videos. There is no junk, there is no crap. We generally actually discuss on this channel. We always try to make the wonderful videos so that when you watch them practically also you can use them. And if you are already my subscriber, then I'm not actually kidding. We always try to do a serious business, right? So in this video also, as I said, that this is what the kind of the Outlook code we are going to prepare. So based on your selection, you can control the Outlook. So let's start this code. And as I said always, that the first thing which you need to consider is that Excel is going to talk to the Outlook, which is the external application. So we are going to apply here a method called early binding, right? So early binding means that adding reference of the application with which you are going to connect from Excel. Okay, so because when you're going to write this code in the Excel, how would you actually tell your Excel VBA that you're going to communicate with the external application? So you go to the tools and you click on the reference, and here you need to press M, and then it's all sorted in the ascending order. So just find it out where we have the Microsoft Outlook library. As you can see here, we have starts with the O, Microsoft Office. So somewhere here it has to be there. Okay, maybe it's on the top because I actually use this library a lot. So let me just press home, and let's see where it is. Okay, it's not anywhere here, Microsoft Office. Let me just press again M, Microsoft Outlook. All right, so yeah, I'm scrolling down. Yeah, there we go. So I got this Microsoft Outlook 14.0 object library, and if you're not new to my channel, then you know that why we actually have activated this and why we are getting 14.0. but let me quickly again just recap the things quickly. 14.0 is actually a number of my Excel version, which is 2010, but if you have 2000 let's say 7, then you would see here 12.0, and maybe if you have Excel 2013, then you would see here 15.0. ultimately you just have to on it. It's not actually anything we have to do with this number. So just on your library and press OK. So in this way you can actually going to tell your Excel VBA that we are going to use the Outlook objects. So what we are going to do, I'm going to write the macro. So send email, let's just give it a good name, selection based. Now, why it is important for you to give the meaningful name? Because in a module when you're going to write, you can have 10, 15, 20 macros, right? So if the naming convention you're going to make it proper, then what happens while scrolling it down, you would actually understand which macro is meant for, which particular thing. So that is why it is very important. And otherwise, from the VBA perspective, if you ask me that whether this is going to affect my code in terms of functioning, then it is not. You can even name it like sub A, sub B, any crap, you can give, but I would say that don't do that, because when you want to write a program, most of the time you write the program for yourself, for your team, but I think another aspect is also that you want to be popular, obviously, because you want to take the promotion, you want to really be known as a famous personality, to whom everybody comes if they have any issues, right? In your office premises, whenever somebody has any problem, they talk about you, they come to you, they reach out to you, because they know that you're going to provide them the solutions. So every minor thing, every minor detail about the coding you have to take care of. So giving the proper naming convention is actually a very good habit, right? So now let's start the code. The first thing I'm going to do is, so in this video, first of all, let me quickly tell you, obviously we are going to connect with the Outlook, so we are going to access all the Outlook objects. I'm going to access its mail item class. But the important thing in this video, what we are going to do is, because as I said, if you watch all these amazing videos on Outlook with connecting Outlook with from the Excel, you see that these are all the videos, different videos, different purpose we have. Here I have talked a lot how to connect the Excel with the Outlook, what all libraries we use. But in this case, we are going to do a loop called for each range, for each cell in a range. This is a collection loop we are going to cover, and this collection loop we are going to actually merge with the this Outlook library. So this means that for each cell in a range means that I'm going to say that in this range, for each cell, please run the loop and capture all these email IDs and put them in the 2 or CC or BCC, whatever you want to do, right? So this is something very interesting. This is the important thing we are going to do. And so let's just go ahead. So first of all, as usual, I'm going to write some variable which I'm going to declare as outlook.application, and then I'm going to write outlook equals to new outlook.application, right? So this means that when you're going to run this program, you would see in your task manager that Outlook application is on, Outlook executive file is on. For example, let me press Alt Control Del and take you to the task manager, and let me show you. I have recently actually installed this Windows 10, so I'm not really so familiar. As of now, it looks a little different to me. I used to have the Windows 7, but anyways, so now if you see here, we have all the the Chrome. I have the Chromium, I have Microsoft Excel because it is open, so this file is on, because of which I'm able to access the Excel. And there are a lot of things, which even I do not know. But do you see anywhere here Outlook library, Outlook executable file, bootable file? I don't think so. It's there, right? I can scroll it down and you can see it's not there. Okay, now I'll show you one thing. The moment I'm going to run this code, let me press F8. Okay, now look at this. Let's go back to this task manager, and we should see that file somewhere here. Okay, so let me just scroll it down again. McAfee, yeah, there we go. Look at this. This is on, right? So this executable file is on, so that's why this code actually is so important, right? When you run this code, basically in the background, which you don't see, Outlook, this file gets on, and because of which we are able to access now all the Outlook classes. So this is for this purpose. Now we're gonna write the email. We're gonna go in the new memo, and there we're gonna write in the all the the selected email items. So for that, I'm going to use the dim omail as outlook.mail item. Set omail equals to new outlook.mail item. I beg your pardon, it's gonna be look, which is your Outlook application, create item, and then you're going to create the email, which is OL mail item, right? Okay, now the next thing you want to do is we're going to actually run this loop for each cell in range, as I said. So for that, I'm going to declare some more object variables, WB as this workbook. this is going to refer to this workbook, and set WB equals to this workbook. So this WB now holds this workbook. All the methods and the properties we can access through this, which means if I press dot, you see that WB is now more simple variable. It's completely this workbook object. So what all properties and methods you can access in this class, that is automatically transferred to this WP object because of this line dim WB as this workbook. That is, it is equal to now this workbook. Similarly, I'm going to write here worksheet, and set WS equals to, so WB, which is this workbook, it's a part of this workbook, and I'm going to write here sheet's name, which is sheet 13. You can see in the Excel, this I'm going to write whatever I'm going to write, it's actually the sheet 13. You can see, right? So write your own sheet name, and now let's just press enter. And now what we're going to do is, to run the loop, we are going to declare RNG as again one more variable, and here let's say full range as again range, and set full range equals to selection. This is what you need to write. Okay, so what does that mean? I'll just show you. So here we're going to write the code for each RNG in full range. Next, what does that mean? Now that means that for each RNG in full range, now what is RNG? RNG basically is going to be your this cell, each cell, in your my range, which is full range. So this is actually this loop. Let me show you. Message box RNG dot name. Let's say this is what I have written. So I want to get all the values through this loop, this collection loop. By the way, if you have any problems in understanding the collection loop, because this video is not actually about the loops, I'm gonna tell you about the outlook more. But again, you can go to this playlist, and here on this playlist you would find here collection loops, right? So just scroll it down. Let's see where it is. Yeah, this is one of the VBA loops. You can click here and you can watch all those the loops, what all loops we have in the VBA. And I guess I was just actually checking that if we have any collection loop, specifically collection loop. Maybe it's not there, maybe I'm not able to see it, but that's fine. You can search on it and you would find it out, I'm sure. Or maybe you can just let me just click on this where is it? Yeah, VBA loop examples. Just click on this. Let's see where it is. Yeah, so here we have all the loop examples. You can go through these all examples, and I'm sure you will have a more understanding on this, right? Otherwise, I have also my website, just in case you want to go to the excelvbalover.com. just let me just press enter and take you through this VBA training, VBA tutorials, and here you would find all these collection loops. You can see here, these are all the collection loops, right? Anyways, I mean, if you don't have in my channel, I would look at it after the video, and in case if it is not there, I'll create the one, so you can watch all these videos there also, right? Okay, so let's come back to the important piece, what actually we wanted to do. Now if I'm going to run this, look, you see what is going to happen. My selection is this. I have selected 3 cells and I'm going to run this. Okay, application defined, object defined error. All right, so we're getting some error here, and the error is full range equals to selection, and okay, my mistake, it should be value actually, dot value. Okay, now let's just run it. Look at this. You got the first email ID. Okay, we got the first value, then we got the second value, and this is the last one. This should be the last one because I have selected only 3 items, and there we go, right? So that means I can access all the selection. Now if I select, let's say, only just one, I have selected only this cell, and now I'm going to run this code. Let me run F5. Let me press F5, and there we go. You see abc@yahoo.com, and afterwards there is no message. That means the code is working perfect. So now what we want, obviously we don't need the message box, right? So I'm just going to delete it. What I want is that when you write, actually when you send the emails, if you have more participants, more recipients in your email, how do you write? This is how you write: abc@, let's say there is a yahoo.com, and then generate comes with the colon, and then you write the another one at outlook.com, and again if you have one more ID, then it again gets prefixed with this colon sign. So what I want to do here is I want to write here, this is again a very interesting thing which you would see. I'm going to declare here a variable, let's say my store equals to my store, and I'm going to concatenate it with this colon sign, okay, and my store, and rng dot value. Okay, now what will happen, we have to declare this also, dim my store somewhere. So I have declared it my store, as you can say it's a string. Okay, now what will happen when you're going to run this, look at this. You know that this my store is empty right now, because I know some of you would definitely have this question in mind, that why actually I have used this my store again. My store equals to my store, and then I'm concatenating it, I'm joining this with the colon and then with the range value, which means that abc@yahoo.com, right? So the reason is, guys, because you see right now it is empty, right? So empty thing is going to be concatenated with this colon and with this range value, which is we are just going to get, look at this, see the value, right? What is the value? It has simply concatenated a colon sign. There is no value here, right? Can anyone tell me the reason why? I did some mistake, because your selection is on the blank cell, and that is why you see this a blank. So this code will just finish off now. Do you see that? Right? So it's very important that we have to select something. If you're not going to select something, then the code will not run, because you're not giving any selection, right? So this line which I said, that set full range equals to selection, this is very important. Okay, so now let me just again run this and let me show you. Now look at this. What is this? abc@yahoo.com, which is my first cell value, and look at this my store, it is empty because there's nothing in this. So you are actually trying to concatenate something empty with this abc@yahoo.com. so eventually what you will get is colon abc@yahoo.com, right? Because colon is prefixed, and that is actually the idea. That is my the plan. Look at this. Now again, when I'm going to run this, now what is the value in the my store? It's the previous value which it has picked up from the cell A1, which is abc@yahoo.com. But this time, because the loop is running, if you look at the range dot value, it is now mst@outlook.value. So basically what we are doing while running the code, we are also making sure that the previous value should also be saved, so that we should have all the email IDs in one line. Now look at this. When you're going to run this, what you see, abc@yahoo.com colon mst@outlook.com, right? So again, when you press F8, now, all right, so we have just selected the two items, so we got only two email items. But if I'm going to select, let's say, all the 4 items, and now I'm going to run this, see what will happen. Let me run this quickly. My store is empty, so the first value is abc, which is going to be concatenated with this colon. So now I have got in the my store, the value is abc@yahoo. It is going to be concatenated with the mst. So now the new answer is abc@yahoo.com colon mst@outlook, and now the next value is ajay@44. So this is again going to be concatenated, and now you can see all the 3 IDs are together. And then again I'm going to run this. This is going to be 23, and this is already we have concatenated the previous 3 values. So ultimately what will happen, these 3 values will also join with this the last value. And when you're going to now run this code, look at this. You have all the IDs. You have abc, mst, ajay, and then in the last you have 23@. So this is what we want to do, right? So once this loop is run, what do you want to do? If you have watched all the Outlook videos, we have got the maximum clicks actually. You would know that I'm simply going to write one thing, which is omail.to. If you want to write it in the BCC, you can also use the BCC word, omail.bcc. Okay, if you want to write it in CCC, you can write CCC. I'm just going to write 2, because this is not any official email. I'm just trying to tell you, generally people like to keep everything in the BCC, because when you keep some email IDs in the BCC, the recipient, whosoever is going to receive that email, he or she would never come to know that this email is also sent to some more people, some other people as well. So basically it also gives you kind of a private room where you can send you can put all the emails in the BCC. So that is just the additional tip for you in case if you don't know this Outlook property. If you send something in the to or CCC, entire world is going to see that who are copied. But if you want to mark all these emails to the BCC, you will not be able to see that. You can do this test for yourself as well. Just put your email and somebody else's email on the BCC and send it, and you would see that when you actually going to receive that email, you would think that this email is marked to you only, right? All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this entire my store in this. And the last thing, because we don't want to send this email, so I'm not going to use this send key. Otherwise what would happen, the email will immediately is going to send out and it will not wait for your instruction. So if you want to do that, you can write here, but I'm not going to write that. I'll say that display. So the email should be displayed. So now definitely we would like to run this, but before we run this, let's just create a shape here. Okay, and assign macro. This is how we assign the macro. I hope you know this. It's very easy. And so I've just selected that macro, and now let me just add a couple of more some chunk emails. Okay, and by the way, let me just copy them. There we go, there we go, there we go. All right, so now I'm going to select the entire list. Let's see, let's click here and let's see now. Oh boy, did you see that we got the entire code here? Wonderful. You can see all the IDs are here, right? So you can also add the subject. I mean, just in case if you want to add the subject, you know how we're going to add the subject. We can simply write here omail.subject, and I'm going to say that, let's say hello. Okay, similarly you can add the body as well. So for that, I mean, I'm not going to discuss that thing again and again, because as I said, go to my that playlist, connect Outlook with Excel, and you would find there how to create the body as well. But my main focus was that to basically tell you that how you can send the emails based on the selection, because somebody actually wrote me, and unfortunately I didn't have his email now, but I remembered the question, so I thought let me share it with you. So now let's say I'm going to select this. I'm gonna press this. Now look at this. So this email is now sent to only these people. So this is a wonderful code. I guess you can use it, right? It is going to be very useful. Now one more thing we can do here, which is, what if your cell is blank like this, and if you click here, now look at this, this is going to be blank, right? So what we can do is, in this case, we can also put the message box that if I haven't selected dim z as, let's say, string, and I would say that z equals to message box, and I would say that have you selected the range? Okay, and then give your obviously the box which you always give, the yes and no button. So I'm gonna choose here VB yes and no, and that's it. Okay, so what will happen, we will say that if you are actually yes, if the code is, let's say, VB no, okay, then the code should immediately exit. The macro should stop. It should not go forward. Otherwise, it should do nothing. So I can write here do nothing. I just commented it out to give you better understanding on this in terms of because you are going to view it. So understand this else means that it is going to be fall in this part, and then further it goes to the end if, and the rest of the code is going to be executed. So let's say I just run the button here, and I thought that, oh, I just realized I haven't selected the range, so I can press no. The moment I press no, you see the code is cancelled, nothing happens, right? So now if I select it, let's say even a single cell, if I select, which is this, let me press OK. I have selected the range, so I know that it is just a one cell. So I just click yes, and you can have a look that this email ID is actually popped up here. So in this way you can make your choice of the list, and you can send these email IDs. And yes, one more important thing, it's not that always you have to select this using the shift key. You can even select random emails. For example, I'm going to select this and this and this and this. let's just click and let's see if it is going to work. Yes, I have selected the range. Now you can see that, you know, I have got all those selected IDs. So by the way, just in case if you don't know what I did, I simply used control key. I selected this and then I pressed control key. I'm not going to release this control button unless I'm through with all the selections. So I keep on selecting these cells. My control key is still pressed. So this is how, you know, I can make all the random choices. So that's the end of the video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And once again, I want to thank you because this is really a very great beginning. In this month we have already got almost 40-50 subscribers. You know, you guys actually have given me a new confidence actually, because I think I have never ever got so many subscribers in just 10 days of a time, right? So I think the channel is getting popular, and definitely that means that you guys are actually liking the videos. So with, you know, as I always said that I always aim to make my videos as awesome as I can and as practical actually as I can. So I'll come up with the video number 193 very soon. Till then, you take care and have a very happy learning. Signing off. Thank you so much. Bye bye.